Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday I got a little busy, so I wasn't really able to update you guys on how the 714 method works. But today let's look at it. I saw this message about someone saying that congratulations for my sweet problem or something like that, which made me actually wonder, do most of you guys don't know that the 714 method work, or when you build an indicator around a strategy, it actually do work, right? But let's look at it. Let's look at what happened. So before we look at this BTC 714 method, I want you to take a look at this video right here. Now, by looking at this video, you realize that yesterday I ignored trading the 714 method on BTC. And I've already told you guys this last week about BTC. BTC is buying. So there's no need for you to be selling. So if the 714 method give a sell, I'll not be taking it. That is what is confusing a lot of you guys, and you think the 714 method doesn't work or something like that. I was holding trades over 80k. I'm not really going to use the 714 method to make money, right? But I'll talk about, or if you want me to explain how I got the BTC entry, I'll do that. But let's look at how it worked. So if you did not know how to trade the 714 method, you don't know where BTC was going at all, and you blindly enter or execute a trade on the 714 method on BTC, you would have made a loss, right? Now on gold, the 714 method did not give a trade, right? It did not give a trade. So I was actually even waiting for price to drop down to this zone right here for me to catch a trade all the way up, because the 714 method did not give a trade. But that was just by the way. When you look at GBP USD, it was a nice trade. But this is what I'm also talking about again. You see, a lot of you guys, you think a strategy is just something that you always come onto the market and you just see it happening. You just apply the strategy without doing a little bit of analysis or anything. This was a support zone. You can see price having this nice support zone right here. Breakout, retest, break, couldn't continue, drop back down. The 714 method give an entry right there. Yes, I should be executing, but I also have to see what price is going to do with that support zone. Are we finally going to break it out, retest and continue? Or are we going to do the same thing, fake out, come back down and do what? And continue dropping all the way down. The 714 method gave what? Or the indicator for the 714 method gave us two entries, one here, two there. You could have executed here, you could have executed there, right? But also, you have to notice something is happening here. So you have to wait. All I needed was what? Wait. Wait for price to do its thing. Calm down, give me a market structure shift, and boom. One is two, right? It's not a big deal. You just have to understand, and the indicator works 100%. Yes, you are going to lose trades. It's not that you are not going to lose trade. You lose trades. This was Euro USD. And I've already told you this about trade correlation or trade pairs correlating, right? GBP USD, if it's in a sell, 714 method give a sell, and Euro USD, I see a sell as well. That is a very good reason for me to actually sell, because those two pairs actually go hand in hand, right? As you can see, it also had the same exact same thing. You can see it support zone right there. So what will I do? I want price to test that support zone. But unfortunately, or sorry, fortunately for Euro USD, the 714 method entry was just around the support zone. So that one was very, very easy to execute, right? Now, silver right here, price went straight to my stop loss. When you look closely, you realize that this was a very, very good zone of execution. But price went straight to my stop loss and reversed all the way back down and dropped right. Now, yes, this right here was a support zone. So I did waited to see what price would do, but price hit it a couple of times before I executed somewhere around here, and price just went all the way up and took me out, right? Came back, come and hit it again twice, but I wasn't really interested in executing the trade again. So I just allowed it to go. When we look at NZD USD, price went straight to TP. Again, look at up here. Price is hitting something. This is why you should execute based on the 714 method. Yes, but adding something to it makes it perfect. Sometimes there will not be any support zone close to the 714 method, so you don't need to add it. Sometimes there will not be any demand zone close to the 714 method. You don't need to add it. You just execute based on the indicator. But if it's closer, or if it's giving you that this place is closer, or this type of level is closer to the 714 method, there's a high chance it will hit it before it drops. You just have to understand. Now, I had a trade on Nasdaq. It did not get taken. It did not get taken. I had a trade on this as well. It did not also get taken. Those two pairs never took my trade. But this, on the other hand, went straight to TP. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You don't know how to use something doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? When you look closely, what can you see happening? Price has already given a market structure shift right here. Simple as that. Went all the way up and swept the liquidities above that high right there. Where do you think price is going to go if we are having a what? A 714 method. Price is going to calm down and do what? And break this low. It's common sense and it's just that simple. This indicator does not allow me to come onto the chart, mark this, mark that, and now find a level of interest again. No, it finds the level of interest for me. It finds where sellers are in for me. It finds where buyers are in for me. All I have to do is just follow the trend. If the trend is actually going down, and I know that the trend is going down, the 714 method is giving me a sell, I just follow it. It is that simple. You don't have to take your time. Now, I did not really trade every single pair. I had a loss here. I also had a loss here. I can remember this was a very simple trade, but it's stopped at the middle point about 1 is 1. That was usually where I'll put my first TP, but I didn't, right? This fair value gap right here just shot price all the way up, which was very fine. That wasn't really a problem, right? Now, this I did not see early. You can see where my trade is. I did not see this early. I would have been in the trade because this was a very good zone. You can see the support zone right here. I'm not trading based on support and resistance. I'm not trading based on other blocks alone. I'm not trading based on what fair value gaps. When I teach you the 714 method, I say you should use those three things, right? Use those three things to execute the trade. Support and resistance, one, fair value gaps, two, and what? Other blocks, three. Those are the three things we use to execute trades based on the 714 method. This is a support zone. Price coming back into it, we'll look for the other block that we're supposed to use. The other block is here. But sometimes these other blocks, there will not be a lot of what um sellers inside the market on those other blocks, right? So because of that, I actually built the indicator to show me where the sellers are. Yes, price did wake all the way up to the other block, but it might have not, right? It would have also just stopped here and dropped because here is where sellers are. So it's very, very simple. You just have to understand. I did not see this early. Yes, I did not see it early, but despite me not seeing it early, I still know that the 714 method is dropping down. Why? Because we had a market structure shift. Price took out this high right here, came down and broke through this low again. Where do you think it's going? It's going to my next level of what? Resistance, which is here. I'm just going to catch my trade from here and I'm going to drop it all the way down to here. It's not really a big deal. You just have to understand someone telling you that the strategy doesn't work just means that they don't know what they are doing, right? Now, this right here is oil, and oil did not really give me. So I actually lost a trade on oil. I was waiting for this ninth zone, but oil just jumped down and went through it. Now, I don't really trade the 714 method on oil anyways, so I don't really care whether it has given a trade or not. But as you can see, there was no trade given. Now, USDX is one of the most buying 714 method pairs. We've been buying last week, we bought again. As you can see, it was a buy this week as well. Yesterday was a buy. Now I don't know how today is going to print out. I hope today is also a buy, which will be fantastic, right? Now, when you look at how the indicator plots, you realize that there's also a support zone right here. So you just have to understand that the 714 method works. Just know the direction of the trend. What is the direction of the current trend on this pair right here? We just broke through this trend line right here. Now, most of you guys don't trade with trend lines. It's also a good confluence. You don't have to trade with it. You just have to know that it's a good confluence to use, right? Price went all the way up, draw back down to pull liquidity from this zone, and boom. Now, with this stretch right here, we can see a pullback. and price consolidated for a while. So making this whole zone a level of what? Liquidity. So what do you think price is going to do if it breaks through that level of liquidity? It's going to pick trade and push. So if the 714 method goes according to that idea, that is a very, very good confluence, right? 1:2 is enough. You don't understand how trading works. It doesn't matter whether you're catching 1:5, 1:10, 1:11. If your trades are not big enough, you are not still going to be making that much money, right? So let's look at AUD NZD. Now, price did not come back to pick a trade here. That wasn't really a problem. Price hasn't even reached the TP that I was targeting if it had picked my trade, right? So you realize that always this is going to actually show you the entry. This was a loss, but I did stop this trade before it went to the loss. I kept my SL at break even. Why? Because price had already created a zone of liquidity right here. So meaning if price is coming back to it, it's effortlessly just going to take it out. And there's a high chance we just continue pushing all the way up. Why? Because there's low equal highs liquidities right here. You have to understand that price is not really going to be that simple to trade. Trading is not simple, right? Equal high liquidity zone right here. If this is coming up, it is going to take this, it's going to take that. So because of that, you put your stop loss at break even and you are good to go. Yes, that is it. It's not always going to be that sweet and it's not always going to be that simple. So you just have to take your time. I think this pair, I did not trade it. Yes, I did not trade it. I One of my students actually traded it, but I did not trade this. I did not trade this. He sent me this right here. I came and plotted it. He executed the trade right here, sent it. I came and plotted it, but I did not trade it. Why? Because I don't really trade every single pair every single day. Some I just ignore, some I trade. If I see it to be very, very good looking, this was very good looking. I just don't trade it. Now, the most painful trades that I executed trade was this right here, BTC on BTC right here. This was painful. My TP was here. Price came very close to it, reversed all the way back down before coming. This was very, very stressful, right? Before pushing all the way up. And I was like, okay, if price is able to get back to this zone of what interest, which was this level right here, that was a support zone, I'll be buying again. But unfortunately for me, I wasn't online when price got back to this zone. I was not on the chart at all. So this should be a buy. I was not on the chart at all. So if I was on the chart, I would have cut the trade right here. Because yes, despite my TP was here, I had this zone since last week. I wanted BTC to come all the way up to this zone. So this would have been a marvelous trade, but I wasn't online, so I do not really get to catch this trade right. Now, why am I concentrating on BTC that much? Because it was very simple to trade when you look at the weekly time frame and you look at the daily, right? But that's just by the way, the 714 method worked 100%, right? It works 100%. You just have to understand. And if we are going to look at, even if you did not understand anything about it and you want to execute trades, you still would have been in what? In profit, right? Don't come and execute trades like someone who doesn't know what they are doing. You have to know what you are doing before you execute trades. But that's just by the way. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try and see if today I can actually make a video with the 714 method again. Also, I want to see if I can actually catch a buy trade on gold. I don't know why gold is not getting back down to this zone right here. I really wish it came down to this zone right here. That would have been a very good entry zone and the TP target. So the TP target will just keep on increasing if price is not coming back to that zone. Also, I'll be looking forward to catching different trades on gold. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to catching different trades. This was a level of pool of liquidity, FEG, price swap liquidity, drop into FEG, boom. Market structure shifted around somewhere here already. So you probably would have waited for this move and use that support zone as your execution. Trading is not hard if you don't know what you're. It's hard if you don't know what you're doing, but it's not really hard if you know what you're doing. So you just have to take your time, understand. This is a level of entry that I like price to come to. Price could equally just come down to it. It could equally just come down to it and do what? And just push through it. that is not a problem. You look for a different way of executing. Whether price is going to break up a structure, come back for a retest, you execute your trade, or whether you are going to wait for the 714 method to print a buy or a sell, you execute a trade. That is the whole point of trading. Understand and execute. You are here to make money. You are not here to follow classic stuff, right? So that's just by the way. Let's see what happens. This could be a Quasimodo entry. This could be a Quasimodo entry right there. Yeah, that could be a very nice Quasimodo entry. Right. But that's just by the way. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching. Remember the 714 test still works 100%. It's not a strategy that is going to stop working. It's not going to stop working. Yes, sometimes if the market is too volatile, I ignore trading it because if there's news here and there, up and down, tweets and all those stuff, changing the market directions. You avoid it, you trade with just basic market structure, right? But that's just by the way. The whole of today, I'm currently not in any trade. I've not gotten into any trade. After yesterday's TP, I've not really gotten into any trade, right? But let's see what happens. I'll see you guys soon.